Hey everybody, welcome. It is Wednesday, which means it's Q&A time with me, Jill Ortiz, and I just got off a fantastic check-in call with one of my new clients, Gracie. She started about a week ago in the program, and she was just telling me about how she's loving the accountability. She's seeing the scale go down. She feels like she's changing already in just 1 week. And her husband and her friends are noticing the amazing changes that she's having. She said she already is not feeling half as hungry as she used to. And we just taught her a brand new system for nutrition that she's gonna start doing next week when she's done with our 5-day Kickstart cleanse. So that was why I was a couple of minutes late. We were just finishing up. I was so excited teaching Gracie some great new things. Hi Molly, hi Courtney. Tell me if you're here. Let me know you watched. I'm excited today for our Q&A. We do this every Wednesday where I answer questions that you all have about fitness, nutrition, making changes, things you're not seeing, things you're frustrated with. If you have a question, you can absolutely toss it below and I'll answer it. But I also am really excited today because we got so many amazing things coming up in Jill Ortiz Fitness, and I want you to be a part of them. So I included some links in this post today so that you can make sure to sign up and you're never gonna miss out. Now, of course, I always wanna have an opportunity to get to know you personally. I was just, honestly, to be completely open, I was just with my therapist. We're cutting our sessions down to once every 3 weeks, but then when I get there, I'm so excited to tell them all the ways that I'm growing and the things that I want to do and the ways I want to grow. And we're always talking about my personality. And today we were talking about Myers-Briggs, and I'm like, I don't know, I feel like I'm everything at different moments. And I was really talking about, introvert versus extrovert. And I think a lot of people who see me online might say, you're an extrovert, you're constantly like excited and talking and all that stuff. But I very much get re-energized from the moments where I'm at peace with myself and working on the things that I want to work on. And I need that time by myself often to go regenerate, which is like the definition of an introvert. But I also get so much energy from you and having these one-on-one connections. I'm not one for a huge group unless I'm the leader of that group. But I really love to make connections with people one-on-one. And that really energizes me. Hearing your story, hearing your struggles, being able to make pages and pages of notes and saying, I know what's going on with you. I know what we need to do. And so this was my notes when I first met with Gracie. And then today, just going back and based on everything that I know about her, being able to make sure that we're on the right track and teaching her the right tools so that she's getting to her goals, which she is and she's so excited about. That's how we see continued success. And that's how I stay so energized in this journey to keep helping more and more people. Hi, Christy. Hi, Jean. So I'm excited today because number one, I opened up registration on Monday for my new Triplethreat challenge. And so for those of you who are brand new and have never gone through one of my Triplethreat challenges, it is the way that I say 95 to 99% of my clients start this journey with me. And the reason is because sometimes you just need a little taste and you want to try something before you jump all in. And you got to make sure that you're comfortable and you want to give it a go. And so the reason why the link to join is right here in the post. So you go ahead and sign up for it. It's totally free. And the reason why I started the Triplethreat Challenge years ago is because everybody at the gym, when we were at the gyms and I was teaching there, everyone's always like, Jill, how do I get those arms that you have? They're super defined. I want arms like yours. You look so confident when you walk in. And how do I get your six-pack? Like, I want a six-pack. And Jill, like your butt is like super round and tight and high. How do I get that? Mine's drooping down the back of my legs. And I'd be like, oh, these are my favorite things. Let me teach you. And so I created the Triplethreat Challenge for arms, abs, and booty. They're just 15-minute workouts. There's just 3 of them. We do them together. I teach them live at 7 a.m. Eastern. They're starting on April 10th, 11th, and 12th. We have 2 prep days in the challenge where you get to get some coaching from me too, so that you know what it's like when I coach people, right? Kind of like you already know if you've been on some of these things. And just getting you started on that journey. But we also have tons of bonuses too. So today I dropped the first bonus in our group. So if you're, wondering if you should sign up, yes, you should sign up. But you should treat this like $1 million challenge, even though it's free, right? Treat it like it's worth $1 million. Do everything, do it to your fullest, because this will be the catalyst for your journey and your movement forward. And my hope is that this is kind of like the parking lot party at the concert, right? And we're just getting to know each other and we're super excited, but this isn't the main show. It's just the first step. And then we all go into the show together, which I hope you'll all join for our 4-week challenge coming up at the end of April. And then from there, that's the concert. But when you go to a concert with friends and you had such a good time that you can't wait for the next concert. So you all start planning for the next. And that's the thing is this is like the biggest concert series of your life, and it's so much fun, and it gets better and better, and the connection gets better, and you become this groupie, whatever band it is, right? And you love being around the people who love it too. That's the feeling that you get simply by joining this free challenge. I do want to make sure also that you take advantage of every single thing that's offered along with this challenge. And I think it's perfect that this is happening now, because we have so many amazing things that are coming up. And I just think it's like, I love when the first of the month is a Monday. I think that is the best thing. Better than that is that the 1st of April comes after Easter, when all the candy and all the big meals are happening. And even if you're like me, I'm Jewish, but my kids are Catholic and Jewish, and my husband's Catholic, and we do Easter. And so there's chocolate. I mean, we still have a bowl of chocolate sitting out from St. Patrick's Day, which again, whatever. But it's such a cool thing that this coming Monday is going to be one of those days for a lot of people that feels like January 1st. But in January 1st, nobody's in this like mood where they really want to do the work. April 1st, the first quarter, 3 months just went by. Did you get to the goals that you set in January, or did you literally do nothing? Because I had a lot of calls with a lot of you at the end of last year, and you didn't pull the trigger on anything. You didn't pull the trigger on my Empowered Fitness Mastery 3-month program, which you would be finishing up right now and feeling amazing, considering Gracie feels amazing in week 1, right? And you may be right at the same spot, but beating yourself up because you didn't do anything to change. If you didn't join the Empowered Fitness Mastery, I would have hoped that you've taken me up on the several times I've offered you little small steps. And if you didn't even do those things, then man, get off the freaking fence. Let's get going. April 1st is perfect. So number 1, sign up for the Triplethreat Challenge. It's free. Treat it like $1 million challenge, and join me for the 2 prep days on April 8th and 9th, and then join me for the 3 workouts. The workouts are only going to stay in the group until the 14th. So you're only getting 5 days to do those 3 workouts. They're only 15 minutes. But if you know you're not going to be able to make it, or you think you need more time for access, then there is an option during the sign up to keep forever access to the workouts. And it's only like $14, okay? So it's super cheap for 3 amazing classes. So you're going to be doing those 3 workouts, and you're also going to see some other options. So when you sign up for the lifetime access, you're also going to see an option to add on 2 of my metabolic conditioning classes. They are 30-minute total body conditioning classes for $17, which is again an amazing value for lifetime access to 2 30-minute classes. Now, when you add those on, I say start today. Do a total body conditioning class today. Sign up right now. Pay the $31 to keep forever access, to get your 2 bonus workouts, and treat this as a $31 and $1 million challenge coming up, right? Get started on the work as soon as you can. And then you're gonna see more options, right? So another option is to add on my 5-day Kickstart Cleanse. And the reason why I want you to sign up for the Triple Threat Challenge today and add on that Kickstart Cleanse is because that's what Gracie's doing this week. My clients are doing this all over the place. Alicia finished it last week. She lost 3.6 pounds and she had a day where she was raiding the vending machines at work and learned from it, but she still lost 3.6 pounds. I've got Suzanne doing it right now. I've got some other people doing it right now. Wendy's doing it right now. So grab that Kickstart Cleanse today because that's gonna be something that I think you might wanna start this coming Monday, the day after Easter. Because if you're doing all your chocolate binging and you're having a big old Easter feast, starting on Monday, that'll be a really good opportunity to do my 5-day Kickstart Cleanse. It's plenty of food. You're gonna love it. It's awesome. It only costs $47. You'll have it forever. And even if you don't end up starting it this Monday, then start it on the day of the Triple Threat Challenge on that Monday, on the 8th, okay? You're gonna have it forever. I have 4 different menus. So if you love the first one, you can get another one and you can do that during the Triple Threat too. So that's another one of those added bonuses, okay? You wanna get in this challenge because you wanna start the learning process, which there is training in the group right now that if you join, you can start doing it as soon as today, okay? Can everyone, like, I see Maggie and Lisa and Mary and Jess and everybody else who's already on here, can you give me a thumbs up? This makes sense, right? To just do something to get started. So that was my big thing I wanted to say. Oh, one more thing that I put the link to in this post is that every first of the month, I start a round of Jill's Killer Abs. It is the reason why I have a 6-pack. It is the reason why my abs are rock solid. And it is the reason why I can drive a golf ball over 250 yards. It's a reason why I don't have back pain anymore, where I have a massive spinal injury, desiccated L5-S1 disc, and I don't feel back pain anymore. It's a reason why I am going to last forever, and I'm going to be upright, and I'm not going to start shrinking when I'm old, and I'm going to be able to do all the things I want to do with my future grandkids, even though my kids are only 11 and 13 right now. Almost. They're only 10 and 12. I keep saying that. They're older than they are. They're turning 11 and 13. Okay, so get Jill's Killer Abs and start that with me on Monday too. These are all just, that's like 7 to 8 minutes a day. So you've got 15-minute workouts, 7-minute workout, and then you can add on those 2 30-minute workouts, okay? It's gonna make a massive difference. You're gonna feel like a whole different person next week. You're gonna have the energy like Jill. All right, so I'm just gonna get right into some questions since we have 15 minutes left. We're gonna skip all the reasons why you guys aren't getting results right now, because number one is that you're just not taking action. Let's go with that. And you don't know what to do. We know that too. And so I'm giving you exactly what to do, and I'm telling you to take action today. Got it? Thumbs up. Thanks, Gracie. I appreciate you giving that muscle. Okay, so I'm gonna start with Nancy. And again, if you have questions, just drop them below. I'm happy to answer them. Nancy says, is keto a good option? I need to increase back and core strength. Jill's Killer Abs, Nancy. Where's the beginning? So I do not advocate for keto. I'll tell you what happens with keto. Keto generally will mean that you are eating very little carbs, including the good ones, fruits, vegetables, nutrients. So you're cutting out all the nutrients in your diet, and you're boning up on fat and protein, which can be very heavy. Your body does not prefer to be fueled this way. It loves carbs, and we love carbs. Who wants to cut out all the carbs in your life? There is no keto where you kind of do it sometimes and you kind of do it and you don't do it other times. You're changing the way you want your body to work, which is not natural. So a lot of people, what happens when they do this is they're trying to change the way the body works, and instead of using carbs as fuel, they want it to go into the fat stores, but it doesn't. It goes into the muscle stores. So not a good idea, right? And so what happens is a lot of people will get what they call keto flu, which is your body basically rejecting what you're trying to do and saying, hey, problem here. Don't do this. And you really don't want to be overloading on fat and especially animal proteins. You also don't want to be overloading on fake processed proteins. So it's a very hard thing to maintain, especially if you like to live life to the fullest, and we only get one of them. So that is not my preferred source of weight loss. I look for balance. Gracie, who's on here, can tell you, I just taught her about balance and when to eat carbs, and we eat carbs at a lot of the meals in the day. And so it's super important that you are feeding your body what you want. What will happen, and the reason why a lot of people think that the keto fad is a good one, is that you will lose a lot of weight at the beginning. Now, you will do this when you restrict anything in your diet at the beginning. That is because you are cutting out carbs, because carbs contain water. That is what it is. So if you think of the vegetables, you think of all the fruits, and you take those out, you're losing water weight. So that can create a big dip in your weight loss, but water weight's not what we're looking for. We're looking for fat loss, right? And so it can trick you into thinking that this thing is working. Eventually your body gets smart and you're gonna see that massive plateau. You're gonna get frustrated, and then you're gonna just gain all the weight back because you're gonna be like, that was stupid. Why did I give up all the carbs? I love carbs, right? Instead, let's pick really great carbs. Let's fill up our diet with them, and you'll see in the Kickstart Cleanse, which is a big majority carbs, you'll see that you can lose 5 pounds in a week eating a ton of carbs. So I choose carb eating. How about you? Okay. All right. Molly wants to know, what are my favorite plant proteins? So I am not a huge fan because I am a texture person. I don't like tofu. I don't like beans because I feel like they taste pasty. I like green beans, but that's not a protein bean. I do not like processy kind of fake proteins. I don't like anything that's supposed to be like a burger but isn't actually meat. So my favorite plant-based protein, number one would be, I was just thinking about it, quinoa. Quinoa is a great plant-based protein. That will be my number one source of protein if I'm looking to eat less animals and have more plant-based protein. The other thing I love is, and I never liked them growing up, I actually like green peas, as long as they are not pea green color. I don't like them canned. I don't like them in soup when they're already like the pea green. I don't like split pea soup. I don't like any of that. But I love fresh, bright green peas. They're sweet. They're yummy, and it's a really great protein source. So my other favorite is going to be a plant-based chocolate protein shake. So give me chocolate protein and I'm very happy. Make it vegan and my tummy is happy. I don't do whey protein very much anymore because that's all dairy based, and I try to stay away from dairy, you know, unless I'm eating cheese or ice cream, which is a lot less than it used to be because I feel the effects of it. But I love a plant-based protein shake, which I do 2 a day. I do a recovery shake in the morning blended with cherries, and I do just a plain chocolate pea protein based shake in the afternoon as my snack. And so sometimes I'll add a little peanut butter, but generally I just have the powder with water and ice, and I blend it, and I'm so used to it that I love it. But the plant-based protein shakes will generally be a mix of pea protein, oat protein, maybe rice, maybe quinoa, and other grains like that. So those are my faves for plant-based proteins. And so I try to have 2. I try to keep my animal proteins to 2 servings a day, whether that's chicken, seafood, beef, eggs. Those are going to be my proteins, and pork, whatever. Try to do variety as well so that I'm not getting too much of one thing, okay? And keep it lean, all right? Any more questions? Toss them in here. I love answering questions. Let's see. How do you keep energy? Even when eating the right things, I'm always drained. So energy comes from eating enough, eating the right foods, stress. Stress is very draining. Not sleeping well enough at night. That's going to make you exhausted. Hydration. That's another one. Okay. So, and a body in motion stays in motion. So if you are like lifeless and not doing much, then that's going to be exhausting. The boys and I and Jay went to, no, we didn't even take the kids, did we? It was just me and my husband. We went to this amazing amusement place. I don't know what you would call it. It's almost like an aquarium. It's called Theater of the Sea. It's in the Keys in Florida. And we learned that, I don't know, it was a crocodile or an alligator. They only require 2,000 calories a month. We eat that in a day. They don't need that in a month because they just lay there. They're tired because they don't eat a lot, because they don't expend any energy. They just lay in the same spot all day. If you lay in the same spot all day, are you like excited and energized? No. The way to create energy is to start moving, right? So if you've ever felt like you were tired, but it was time to exercise and you just started, once you get going and your blood pumps, that's when you get that energy. You got to build it sometimes, okay? Let's see. More questions. How to manage weight loss and keep it off. So here's the big thing, is love the journey. For those of you who might have missed it, I posted a video this morning of Matthew McConaughey. It showed up in my Facebook feed this morning at 6 a.m. when I was drinking my pre-workout and getting ready to work out. And it caught my ear immediately when he's talking about the journey is not trying to get to the top of the mountain. It's not trying to get to the lowest weight. It's not trying to get to the goal. That will never bring you happiness. And again, that's something I talked to my therapist about today. Is like, I hit this goal I was looking for, but now I'm already setting the next goal. And it's like, I'm just constantly setting the bar higher in my fitness, in my business, in my relationships. And it's like, it's hard to feel satisfied when you're constantly reaching. But for me, if I'm not reaching for something, then I get drained. And so what Matthew was saying is, it's not about reaching the summit. It's not about reaching the goal. It's about enjoying the journey. And he talks about being in the race and loving the actual race. And so that is how you manage your weight loss journey and you keep the weight off, is by loving the journey. And Gracie and I keep going back to Gracie because we just talked. She was saying, we were talking about, I said, I love that you're posting about your workouts and you're posting sweaty selfies, and I love seeing your face in the group, and others are posting their selfies too. And that really energizes me because I'm like excited to see the people who I'm working with. Not everybody posts selfies, but she said, I really like seeing them too. It makes you feel like you're really in a community with the other people. And so that, I think, is part of keeping it off, is having the community that's surrounding you that's doing the same thing as you, and that they're obviously loving it as much as you are. We had, Ginger, who's on vacation, and she's still posting all of her workouts and her sweaty selfies. And she's saying how awesome it is being on track while she's on her vacation. And that is so exciting to see. And that's very motivating and inspiring. So I think having a plan that you love, that changes often so that you don't get bored of it, that you just become this person who'd rather be in the journey than not in the journey. And that's how you keep it off. Okay? Let's see who else. A lot of people said the same thing. How to maintain weight and stay fit. This is interesting. What is the best way to tone obliques and transverse abdominals and inner thighs? So with the obliques, that's the side right here, these abs. So you have to work them, right? So Jill's Killer Abs, it is working the core from all different angles. And I think that's part of it. Is a lot of people think that, you're going to get a six-pack by just doing a bunch of crunches, but just doing the same thing over and over again does not build the entire six-pack. You want to think of yourself as being this well-rounded person. Think of yourself as like an apple core, right? Let's say an apple core could grow a six-pack. If that apple is just bending that one way, right, then the apple's going to have the abs on this one side. But what if you're looking at the apple from this side? Then it's got nothing, right? And so you really want to be working your body from 360 degrees. And that is going to make it easier for you to build faster. So not only do we need to be working on our oblique muscles, which is going to come from stabilization and strength and then working them, but also having the strength all around the rest of the abs so that you can do the moves, so that you can get deeper into the moves and so that you get more out of them. So I would say if you're trying to work your obliques and your transverse abdominals, you have to work everything actually. And you have to be working from a strength and a stability standpoint. Inner thighs, again, that's going to be about working from all angles, doing all different moves. So lunges obviously are working your inner thighs. So those are going to be, multi-directional. Squats, doing multiple different kinds of squats where you're squeezing them together, where you're doing them out wide. And then it's going to come down to the nutrition, because if you don't have your nutrition in check, you're going to have a layer of fat over all this stuff and you're never going to see it. And so that's going to be important, is that you also have clean nutrition and enough calories to actually build these muscles and get that tone that you want. We've got time for one more question. Everybody wants to know how to achieve the results that you want to achieve. We got to find another question here. Let's see. If anybody else has a question, you are welcome to ask me. I have one person who says, I want results with the least amount of exercise possible. So I think that doing my Fit and Fast program, which is coming up at the end of April, 20 minutes a day, Triplethreat challenge, 15 minutes a day, for just 3 days. I mean, that's not a lot, is it? You don't have to do hours. You just have to be consistent doing the little bit every day. And then the Jill's Killer Abs, I mean, I'm doing it every single month for 20 days. And that, I believe, is why it's, the results are coming. Let's see. Nutrition. I'm always confused as to what to eat and when, from Michelle. So I'll use this as my last one. So you need education. You need education on a nutrition framework that you can put your belief in, right? So my thought is that a nutrition framework that is going to be long lasting has to be well-rounded, has to be balanced, has to be enjoyable, can't be full of don't do this, don't do that, right? It has to have understanding that we're human. So we have to understand how to work within our parameters, work within the framework's parameters, and I think not be depriving ourselves of anything. So I think it's a matter of finding also the right person, right? So many occupations these days are being taken over by AI. It's scary, but I think there's going to be a human touch still when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to coaching, when it comes to understanding of how people tick and how different people are going to have different things, because nutrition can be very emotional. And that's something that I don't think AI has yet, right? The artificial intelligence. And so I think having somebody in your corner and knowing that it's somebody who understands you, who's been through what you've been through, to teach you, I think that's really important. But really, we want you empowered with the tools, with the knowledge as to why you're going to do something. So again, going back to Gracie one more time, on our call today, I told her about what foods she needs to eat at what meals, right? So this is the same thing, what to eat and when. But if I just told her that, it might not sink in. So I told her about how the different foods she's going to be eating will energize her, will keep her full, will help her feel, like she's gotten everything she wants to eat mentally, right? So that our brain is happy, our belly is happy, and that our body feels fueled. And so that's the thing, is you have to join a program or a coach who's going to teach you the ins and outs and the why behind what we do. okay? It's gonna help you for the long run. So I will see you guys again next Wednesday. Keep an eye out. I'll be posting all week, this week and next week, about the upcoming Triple Threat Challenge. And as always, if you have not had a call with me and you want to, go ahead and use the link in this post to book a call with me. And I look forward to getting to know you personally and hearing about your goals and your struggles and making a plan of success for you. Okay? Bye, everybody.